Mhm. So last year I had started the beginnings of I guess you would say a Playboy series. I did a couple videos sharing a couple of Playboy books that were published in the 70s because there were quite a lot of party books and, limerick books and joke books and I believe even like cookbooks from Playboy in the 60s and 70s. And I shared a couple of those with you last year. And so I decided I'm going to make a Playboy playlist for you since I do have a number of viewers who come to my channel for my Playboy content. And I'd also actually been wanting to start collecting old Playboy issues from namely I would say early 80s and late 70s. That's my favorite time period of Playboy. It's when I was little, I mean, that was what I, first saw. And it kind of shaped, I feel like, whatever type of, whether it be women or men that you're attracted to, and for me it was women before men, but whatever type of, women or men that you're attracted to that you're exposed to, I should say, at a young age, that becomes kind of like your preference even in adulthood. I know that can't just be me. I've heard it's that way for other people. So like the aesthetic of women in the late 70s and early 80s where it just looks like they were born perfect. There was no cosmetic surgery or wigs or anything like that. And they were just women who were just born perfect, it seemed. That's always been my ideal uh, lady, I should say. And definitely, I've always had a big crush on Dorothy Stratten. And I actually did a video for her birthday last year, and I'm going to do more Dorothy Stratten content this year coming up, I think next month. But the first video that I'm doing, well, technically my second Dorothy Stratten video, my first one of the new year, is sharing with you this Playboy issue, this original Playboy vintage copy that I recently acquired. It was originally published in June 1980, as you can see right here, and it says it was $2.50 at the time, which is a really great deal considering it's really thick, you guys. I knew that it was going to be a Playmate of the Year issue, but because I don't own a bunch of Playboy, I didn't know it was going to be this long. This is a little over 300 pages. It's like 304, 305 pages when I checked at the back. So it's really long and impressive. But I'm not going to do a complete flip through because I bought it because of the Playmate of the Year, because of Dorothy Stratten, and because it has my favorite photo shoots of hers inside of here. And so we're just going to focus on that. And there's an article where she speaks and there's quotes from her. So I want to just focus on that instead of going through the entire thing. I suppose I could do another video in the future if you want to return to this magazine. I could maybe do a flip through of the whole thing, but it's very long and I just want to focus on Dorothy Stratten since she's definitely one of my longtime crushes. And yeah, and she's just gorgeous. And of course, I will be pixelating out the nudity in here because, of course, it's not allowed. There was also, if you're interested, there will be a Playboy playlist, and there was a book in there, not the limerick one, the other one, which was like a quiz book. And there was nudity in there, and I did really cute, like heart-shaped, like pixelated blurs over the nudity, which is really cute. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I had to use a different bit of software to edit that video. I don't know if I'll use it for this or just pixelate it out, but I will be doing that when those pages appear where there is nudity that needs to be blurred. So we are just going to flip straight to her article and get started on sharing with you the pictures as well as reading you the article. so we're going to do that right now. Okay, so the article is 12 pages, and it starts here. And there's not a lot of writing. It's mostly kind of quotes from her, but I will read everything in this 12-page article. When I was flipping to this part, there was also a section, I think the Playboy of the Month. She's the Playmate of the Year, but the Playmate of the Month was Ola Ray, who you guys all probably remember from the Thriller video with Michael Jackson. And I do recall that they were not telling him that she was from Playboy. She also posed, I want to say, for Hustler, but they did not tell Michael Jackson that because he was very religious at that time in his life, and so they did not want to tell him that, so he didn't know, wasn't aware of that. But yes, this particular magazine also has a great feature on Ola Ray. So, this gorgeous picture of Dorothy, and it says Playmate of the Year. And then over here is where there's some nudity, which I'm going to have to do some pixelating on, but it says, "We really know how to pick 'em." Blonde bombshell Dorothy Stratten, compiling a sheaf of film and TV credits, is shaping up as one of the decade's brightest new stars. And yes, I do fully believe that she would have been a big star had she lived longer. She passed away at the very, very beginning of her life. She wasn't even of legal drinking age. She was only 20 years old. And let's see, it says, born and raised in Vancouver, British Columbia, Dorothy Stratten first came to our attention in 1978 during our great Playmate hunt. So when she was 18 years old. So she just spent a mere 2 years in the whole Playboy lifestyle, living there, and she did stay she didn't really live, I believe, long in the manor. It's been about a year now since I've read the book by Peter Bogdanovich, which was a wonderful memoir about their relationship, and he gives a lot of background info on her. So in honor of Dorothy, because I am such a fan of hers, I am going to, I believe, read that memoir in its entirety pretty soon, probably next month, because her birthday is next month, so in honor of that, and also because the book is so long out of print, so very rare, as are the vast majority of content that I share with you. It's all very, very out of print, very rare, and I've seen it go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I actually have the hardback copy and the paperback copy, so the fact that I have both for that memoir just tells you how much I love it. I got a good deal in the paperback. It was a little pricier for the hardback, but still, I still got great deals considering what I've seen it go for. So I will, I believe, do a series on that. And that will also go in my Playboy playlist for you guys. So over here, of course, there's going to be a lot more pixelating. But this is definitely my favorite photo shoot of Dorothy's. And I'm not sure how it's showing up on camera, but in real life, it's not the greatest quality of pictures. And I can't tell if it's because of the age of the magazine or if it's because it just never was that good because it's from 1980. I bet you it's more it was never as good, because if you look up these pictures on the internet, they are available and they're not pixelated. You can see everything. They're much clearer, much high quality. But in the magazine, it's not high quality, but it's the original source where these photos came from. So I'm just so glad to have this magazine. So it says, Playmate of the Year. Are you sure? Dorothy Stratten asked in disbelief when we told her the good news that out of 12 terrific gatefold girls, she had been chosen by Playboy's editors to be the 80s' first Playmate of the Year. Even after we reassured her that it was indeed true, the reality of it still did not quite sink in. Yeah, that's cool. She's kind of like the mascot for the 80s because she was the 80s' first Playmate of the Year. Wow. And see, that's like my favorite decade. So I never thought about her being the first of the decade, but that's very cool. But then, ever since she graced our gatefold last August, Dorothy has been living in what can best be described as a Hollywood fairy tale, so she's no stranger to feelings of disbelief. Her career as an actress, a career that began only one short year ago, has proceeded with the velocity of a whirlwind and put the name Dorothy Stratten in solid position as one of the few emerging film goddesses of the new decade. In Hollywood, where countless thousands of aspiring actresses compete for even the smallest of roles, Dorothy has, in a short time, amassed a list of credits that sounds as if she's been hoofing the pavement for at least 10 years. A few excerpts from the scenario fade into Vancouver, and it says text is concluded on page 227. So, I'm not sure what page this is. Okay, so I thought this was just a 12-page article. It seems that it goes to 227. So we'll skip to that page after to finish this little editorial. But right now I'll share you the pictures, and of course they'll be pixelated. There she is up there. And again, it has more quotes. It says, "The first thing I plan to do with my Playmate of the Year money is buy some property," says Dorothy. "A place roomy enough for a lot of pets." Knowing of Dorothy's love of animals, Playboy included among her gifts a Shih Tzu puppy pictured with Dorothy below left, which she named Marston, which also happens to be Hugh M. Hefner's middle name. And there's a story about that puppy, which I learned in the memoir by Peter Bogdanovich, which I'll just wait to tell you that bit of, tidbit of information until I read you the memoir. So you guys have something to look forward to and incentives to listen to those videos as well when I get to there. But there's a little Marston. There's the little puppy. Let's see. And then again, just beautiful photography. Her physique is just so perfect. And just keep in mind, this was the way she was born. There's no cosmetic help here. To make it in Hollywood, you have to really want it and be very, very dedicated. No one's going to come up to you and say, "I'm going to make you a star." And then, of course, the way she got into this whole Playboy thing is, again, described in the memoir. And she wasn't looking to be a star, let's just say. So, again, when I read that memoir, that long out-of-print memoir, will go into detail with that. But these pictures are just art. I mean, she's just perfection. And yes, so it's so great to have these in hard copy, And there she is again. I believe she was also made famous in the scene with in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You can see pictures of Dorothy up in Spicoli's bedroom. It said, "Hollywood hasn't changed my values or my personality, but it has certainly made me wiser. I've gained 5 years of experience in 18 months. So reading her quotes, it is really, should I say bittersweet? Because I know what she's talking about and where she's coming from after having read that memoir. And she didn't have the greatest, I mean, she came from like a normal background, normal family background, but the relationship she had with her husband and how she got into doing Playboy, it was a whirlwind of craziness, you guys. It's one of those things where you just feel for her when you read the memoir. And you feel like you know her and you feel like you know her situation. Here's another picture. It says, "Love is my first priority. It's a home to retreat to after the rigors of the day. If you're involved in the movie business, it's not easy to keep a relationship going." And she did have one. She did find a love, according to Peter Bogdanovich. And again, I do try to take his words with a grain of salt. Like, I hope that he's telling the truth, and I hope he came from a good place getting involved with Dorothy, but it's one of those things where their relationship was really too early on to kind of tell where it was going to go. And there she is again, just looking so gorgeous. What a beautiful girl. "Success means different things to different people, so it's very hard to define. To me, happiness and peace of mind are its two most important ingredients. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. She was a genuine girl. And that's the end of the article. So we're going to skip to where it said, I think it's a 227, which is where the rest of, I guess, the article continues. Okay, so it said 227, but when I was flipping through, it looks like the article continues on 221, because this is an article focusing on, it says, it's Christmas in June for our lucky Playmate of the Year, gifts fit for a queen. So these are all the things that she was gifted for being Playmate of the Year. It says right here, it says above, an elegant 14-karat gold Longines watch that's tapered to fit the wrist with an easy-to-read oval dial of $1,000, which of course, you know, with inflation rates would be worth much more today. Look how beautiful she is with her necklace. At left, Dorothy sports a $15,000 necklace from jewelry designer Lester Lampert of Chicago, 5 carats of diamonds set in 14-karat gold. Above, L'air du temps et des toilettes from Nina Ricci Parfum in a Lalique crystal 43-ounce bottle, $1,350. It's really sad reading this because she got all these gifts, but really it's like, what was it worth? Was it worth the short life that she had? It's really sad when you read her memoir, and of course I will do that for you guys very soon. It says, if, as they say, it is more blessed to give than to receive, Dorothy Stratten's benefactors may soon be canonized. Dorothy had a vague inkling of what she was going to receive as Playmate of the Year, but the full impact of her treasure trove of goodies didn't really dawn on her until one day in February when she arrived at our West Coast, and then it says it's concluded on page 227. But let me show you this picture first. In the bottom, it shows her below the pièce de résistance, a Jaguar XJS, complete with all the fixins: self-regulating air conditioning, AM/FM stereo radio, and 8-track tape deck, 4-wheel power-assisted disc brakes, hand-matched Connolly hide upholstery, and electric power windows for $26,000. And so, as she's clothed in all of these pictures, so I'm not going to have to pixelate any of these. But there is a lot of great pictures of her hair. She gets above, wow, they gifted her with a lot of things. An electronic muscle toning and aerobic device. This AMF Whiteley Computrim 900 will keep Dorothy in good shape. I've never even seen that kind of electronic. I mean, I was in my mother's stomach in 1980, you guys, so it's crazy to see how much workout gear has changed, right? Dorothy will make good use of her $1,000 lifetime membership to all 11 of Jerry Dodderman's Nautilus Plus fitness centers. And I don't even know if that fitness center still exists, because I'm from Southern California, and I know the Playboy Mansion is in SoCal, but I've never heard of that gym center, fitness center. Above, a wet bike water cycle plus trailer, 2 vests, and instruction from Wet Bike Spirit Marine Arctic Enterprises, Inc. for $3,130. And right here she has Kawasaki motorcycle KZ250 LTD with electric starting and big bike features, and you're never going to outgrow that kind of style for $1,250. And then from AMF below, all these pictures of her below, it says, a Head Legend tennis racket, cover and head sportswear warm-up suit, Head SR90 alpine skis for racing competition and expert downhill skiing with Tyrolia 360R binding and ski brake, Head sportswear ski outfit, not shown, plus a pair of superb reishi ski boots, and Head sportswear tennis outfit. Altogether, AMF's gifts to Dorothy add up to a total of $2,250, so $2,250. So remember, with inflation, all of this, it was thousands and thousands of dollars she was gifted. Left, the Apple II computer. Oh, crazy! Look at the Apple II computer in the like kind of like the center, like right here. The Apple II computer its briefcase size, with memory bank and keyboard can help manage Dorothy's money. It was $1,195, so $1,200 back then. Which, of course, I have to look up the figures of what $1,200 today would be a lot more. And then right, she gets a Mitsubishi HS 300U video recorder with 2 slow motion speeds, stop frame, visual search, and remote control for $1,450. Everything just top of the line, state of the art for 1980, right? If, as they say, cleanliness is next to godliness, our Playmate of the Year will be positively saintly after experiencing the delights of this brass-lined rosewood bathtub with whirlpool featuring all brass fittings from Brass Bottoms of Newport Beach, California, $13,250 installed. It's luxury, you guys, right? Above, Jensen car stereo system with R420 AM FM stereo radio, cassette player, and 6 speakers, $550. And then below, she gets a Quasar's MQ7700 microwave oven with Instamatic cooking feature for $700. And then these bottom pictures right here, it says, Dorothy will turn more than a few heads to this AMF head sportswear bathing suit. Below, center H.H. Scott Hi-Fi system features P597XV quartz, lock direct drive turntable, LED display, 830Z audio analyzer, 570T AM/FM stereo turner, 488 integrated amplifier, 610D cassette deck, and 196B controlled impedance speakers, $2,550. Below right, Bell & Howell DCT sound projector and Soundstar AF movie camera, $1,000. This is very interesting, but at the same time, I think it's weird that they did an article telling us everything that she got. I mean, I guess it was good for her because it was more excuses for her to do more photo shoots, and she's clothed. But, and it's interesting, I think it's really interesting, but it is kind of odd at the same time. Above left, this sleek 14-karat gold ring with high dome of pave diamonds by Esther Gallant of New York for $1,250. Above right, the Nikon FE black body camera with leather strap, MD12 motor drive, 50mm f1.4 lens, and SBE flash, $1,000 right there. Still more of our Playmate of the Year's treasure trove of video accessories. Dorothy will enjoy playing with this Atari video computer system above, featuring 32 games for $1,000. And there she is looking beautiful again. And it says, above, warmth and stylishness blend in this natural Russian crown sable coat of selected pelts. With large horizontal collar, full body, and new European shoulders, designed by Alan Ben Smith Furers of New York for $65,000. You guys, $65,000 for a coat? I don't know what that'd be today. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm thinking it's 43 years ago. Wow. 43, wow. Well, it's not quite 43, almost 43 years ago. 42 and a half. At left, Dorothy models her new 2-piece red toga dress of matte jersey and silk chiffon woven with metallic flowers from Julio, $650. So again, that would be over $1,000 for that outfit, maybe even a couple thousand or more. Above, a stunning custom designed Marrakesh backgammon table with bone lacquer finish from Phyllis Morris of Los Angeles, $4,500. Again, the irony, all of this stuff is so luxe and incredible, but it was definitely not worth the price she had to pay for it. It says above left, and a possum collar highlights this natural antelope, this picture of her right here. Suit designed by Burry Olson exclusively for North Beach leather, $1,100. Above right, hand-worked Roman saddle, leather and brass luggage from Nunn Bush, available at brass boot stores for $1,075. And right here, above, Dorothy models a backless Harlow gown, pure silk satin with silk peignoir. Below, a red silk camisole with French lace and matching tap pants. Altogether, she received $1,000 in Lori lingerie. And then right here it says, Dorothy will fly to Manzanillo on the west coast of Mexico via Aeromexico Airlines for a week's vacation for two at the gorgeous Las Hadas Resort Hotel, $2,000. Below are slumber-bound Playmate of the Year models, a Lori Teddy ensemble atop her shiny brass Futura bed, created and manufactured by Brass Bed Company of America for $3,000. So there's a close-up. Some more of the stuff she received. I don't know how long this. Okay, so that's the end of that. And now, so this is the rest where it says gifts fit for a queen, where they finish the article where she's discussing what she got. And then this is the Playmate of the Year article. Okay, so I guess let's finish this article, Gifts Fit for a Queen. So she was going to the studio to be photographed with all her gifts. We had gathered them into one large room, and when Dorothy walked in, she was awestruck. When I saw all those beautiful gifts all at once, she says, I just started crying. It was incredible. In fact, it was like the proverbial child let loose in a candy store. Dorothy tried on the fur, the dresses, the lingerie, the jewelry, fiddled with the gadgets, the video equipment, the cameras, the computers, inspected the brass bed, the brass and rosewood bathtub, and there were some interesting coincidences. I was all set to buy a video recorder, she says, so I'd be able to tape all the TV shows I'm going to be in and play them back. Also, I had just told a friend that I wanted a backgammon table. I'm pretty addicted to the game. And of course, the fur will come in handy when she makes her rounds as our Playmate of the Year, especially, she says, when I tour Canada. A few of the gifts were not in the room. Foremost was a $25,000 check from Playboy, up from the previous Playmate of the Year bonus of $10,000. Another was a trip to La Costa, the famous health spa resort south of Los Angeles. Dorothy and Playboy West Coast photo editor Marilyn Grabowski spent 6 days there in early February. We were down there to diet and exercise, said Dorothy. It was fantastic. We each lost 5 pounds in only 6 days. Soon, Dorothy will be taking another trip, this time to Mexico as the guest of Las Hadas, the premier resort hotel on the west coast of Mexico in Manzanillo, where she will fly courtesy of Aeromexico Airlines. As soon as I get some free time between films, I'm going right down to Las Hadas, she says. I'm really going to unwind for a week. Following a whirlwind promotional tour across the country, Dorothy will preside as co-hostess at the grand opening of the new Playboy Hotel and proposed casino in Atlantic City, scheduled to open late this year. Some of Dorothy's gifts have stimulated new interests. I'm especially excited about the Nikon equipment, she tells us. I've always wanted to get into photography, and now that I've got the right camera, I may take some lessons. We also may soon be seeing Dorothy on the slopes. I've never skied before in my life, she says, but with all this great AMF head ski equipment, racing skis, racial boots, ski wear, I'll have to take it up. As for the shiny new brass bed and sexy lingerie, well, some things are just none of our business. Okay, so they acted like they were classy there, but if you guys know anything about the Playboy history. And then here's the rest of the Playmate of the Year article. It says, and there's no pictures of her here, so I'm not showing you, but it says, they went to British Columbia. Intrepid Playboy photographers searching for a 25th anniversary Playmate discover Dorothy Stratten and invite her to fly to Los Angeles for test shots. Believe it or not, she told us, I'd never been on a plane before. In LA, she quickly becomes a top finalist in the anniversary Playmate competition and lands a job as a bunny at the Century City Playboy Club, quickly followed by a part in the film Americathon, in which she plays a bunny, Candy Loving, who in the intervening weeks has become a close friend of Dorothy's, is chosen 25th anniversary Playmate. Dorothy gets the nod as Miss August. By now she has already secured a part in the film Skate Town, USA, a small speaking role in what she keeps trying to order a pizza, but in her own words, the pizza maker keeps hitting on me. It's a continuous scene that runs throughout the film. A small role, perhaps, but big enough for Dorothy to catch the eye of several producers, one of whom signs her to star in the Canadian film Autumn Born, to be released shortly north of the border. Hollywood takes notice, and soon Dorothy is hired to appear in an episode of Fantasy Island. Following that, she is a guest star in a segment of the TV series Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, playing the part of Miss Cosmos, winner of a contest to discover the most beautiful woman in the universe. Her name appears for the first time in TV Guide. Seeing my name in TV Guide, says Dorothy, was the most exciting thing in my life. It suddenly made all this seem real. When I watch myself on the screen or on TV, it's always so hard for me to believe that it's really me. Cut to January 1980, Dorothy is signed for the title role in her first American feature film, Galaxina. Yes, I've heard of that one. I've still not seen that one. But in Galaxina, a space comedy co-starring Stephen Mocht, Avery Schreiber, and James David Hinton, she plays a robot named Galaxina, described as the most perfect robot ever constructed. Hollywood Reporter columnist Hank Grant mentions Dorothy when she has her license plates changed to read Gal X Ina. As many observers have noted, Dorothy dazzles people on or off the screen. Just to give you an example of what we mean, early last winter, Richard Dawson appeared on The Tonight Show shortly after having hosted the ABC TV special The Playboy Roller Disco and Pajama Party, which featured a large crop of playmates, including Dorothy. In the course of The Tonight Show, Dawson was asked what he wanted most for Christmas. He didn't hesitate for a moment. Dorothy. So those are the articles in there discussing and featuring Dorothy Stratten. And that's what I wanted to focus on because that's why I purchased this. And I'm so glad I have, because there can't be that many more copies left, right, of magazines from 1980 or from far back. You know, obviously they're only on shelves for a certain amount of time, and then somebody very lovingly preserved this magazine in excellent condition. So I just wanted to share that with you today and make a video of it. And of course, this will be going in my Playboy ASMR playlist. So I do know that I have a number of viewers that come to my channel for this type of content. So yes, I hope you enjoyed that. I just only want to show nothing but respect for Miss Dorothy Stratten, and I just hope it comes off that way. So thank you so much for watching. I hope it was interesting and informative, and just gave you a little bit of peek into 1980, number one, and also her life and her experience. But you get a lot more information about her experience behind the scenes with Playboy and everything, like I said, in that memoir, The Killing of the Unicorn by Peter Bogdanovich. So I will be doing that, sharing that with you, because I have to say the vast majority of stuff I do on my channel is so rare and out of print that I doubt there's going to be any audiobooks of it online. So I provide a need, right? I fulfill a need, and I'm a niche. And so if you're looking to hear that memoir, that very rare memoir, if you don't have your hands on it, I will be doing a reading of that, showing you both my copies. And I'll be doing that very soon for you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it was interesting, and I hope it was relaxing. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? Good night.